second half of Pigskin Holiday, week 14. Oh, you're doing the stare. Little CT prop there.
Yeah.
So this half is brought to you by Making Bacon. Best bacon in Georgia. All right, let's cover Chicago and Denver a little bit. Holy shit, Tim Tebow.
God, yeah.
Man. Like Jen was saying, like, how come he can't do what he does in the last few minutes of the game, the whole game?
Right.
Which is a good point. Some games he has, some games he hasn't. They've won 6 in a row, 3 in overtime.
It pisses me off, actually. Not the fact that he's going, you know, having these fourth quarter comebacks. Not the fact that he's actually being successful. But the fact that it doesn't happen until the last 2-3 minutes of every, you know, of all these games. I mean, like we had said during break, or like you had said during break. I mean, there have been some games where he's actually done it the entire game.
Right.
But for the most part,
like
it's 3.5 quarters of trash football, and then it just all of a sudden comes together.
11 consecutive possessions yesterday with nothing.
Nothing.
And then in the end.
Yeah.
I think it's like a basketball mentality. When you watch basketball, you know a good game's going to come down to those last long 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
It takes forever.
Yeah.
You know, and with Tebow...
Because then you have all the intentional... Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's stop, whistle, timeout, you know.
Right, right.
But with Tebow, like I said, it's a determination thing.
Yeah.
You know, you're out, but the good thing is, even though he'll struggle throughout a game, he stays poised, he stays calm, and when the clock starts ticking a little bit too much, he's like, we got to get this done, boys.
Yeah.
It's time to step it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Which I wish people at work would do that sometimes.
Me too.
Not one speed the whole time.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it, like you say, it's unconventional. It's not the most exciting football until that part comes.
Right.
But then again, when you're watching the game, like we had the game on the radio at our mom's house, and I heard that they're down, it's 10-0 forever. 2:08 to go, down 10-0. I'm like, here comes Tebow time.
Right.
The 10 Tebows are going to win. And, man, they
sure enough.
Again.
Sure enough.
2:08 remaining, down 10-0.
Wow.
They'll move down the field, move the chains, they'll get the field goal, or the touchdown they need. Whatever they need, they'll get it.
Yeah.
And their kickers are part of it. Their defense is a team effort.
Yeah.
Defense.
It's everyone.
Special teams.
Yeah.
I mean,
the defense is playing outstanding. The thing is not the fact that he's winning, that he's being successful. It's not the fact that the Denver Broncos are even winning and that they're being successful. It's just the fact that other NFL teams, this is such a, I guess, simple way of football that they're playing. You know what I mean? They're just heavily rushing, heavily running. But he's so unpredictable sometimes because you don't know, I mean, if he's going to stay in the pocket. Because they're, like we had just said, there are some games where he can stay inside the pocket and he'll light you up with the pass, even though he's not known for being a great passer. Well, but, right now they're just concentrating on the run heaviness, and you would think that there's got to be some team out there that can stop this.
Well, they got the Patriots next week.
Yeah.
And we know what their game plan is going to be. But how do you game plan for that? That's another good point. So for 3 quarters, your defense on the other side, not the Tim Tebows, the other team, they've done their job. They've held them in check.
Successful.
Then all of a sudden, they break out. And Tim's like, well, they've been doing this and this. We're going to do this to get around it. It's divine intervention.
Yeah.
I said that last night before everybody else started saying it. She'll tell you.
BTA.
BTA. It's divine intervention. And then the broadcasters on the game, oh, it's divine intervention. And then Bob Costas on NBC Sunday Night Football, it's divine intervention. I'm like,
even Bob Costas
I said that.
Okay.
I got it from Slayer.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tebow, 21 of 40, 236 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. I don't know, dude. That's Hayden didn't have a good game. 12 of 19 for 115 yards. That has not worked.
Yeah. Obviously, that has not worked.
If you have Cutler, and there's another injury they have. Who else is out? Oh, the running back.
Oh, Forte.
Yeah, Forte.
Yeah.
So Barber fumbled the ball though in overtime.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to tell you. I mean, I'm not saying that God plays football, but bloop.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
Yeah. Yeah. One thing is, like, number one, it looked to me like he was running out of bounds anyway. Why would you even run out of bounds?
That was the other problem.
Like, just stay in bounds.
Yeah.
Stay in bounds, let the clock run out. Don't give Tim Tebow, who is fourth quarter comeback king right now, a chance to get the ball back.
But John Elway, the shadow of John Elway.
Yeah.
Tebow, 12 rushes for 49 yards. More than McGahee, who had 34 yards. What other quarterback this week outrushed his running back?
That would be Jake Locker.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
CJ had like nothing yesterday.
No, he had 23 yards. Jake Locker had 36 and a touch.
Who didn't do much?
Who didn't do much?
All right. So enough of that. Like I said, down 10 points, 10-0 with 2:08 to go. The Tim Tebows pull out again.
Right.
They have the Patriots coming up this week. Very interesting matchup. What's going to be the X's and O's? I'm going to want to watch that game. I hope CBS brings it to us in our market.
Oh, I'm definitely inclined to see what happens with the Denver Tebows.
Yeah. How about Giants and Cowboys?
How about the Giants and Cowboys?
The Giants have not lost at the new Texas Stadium.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
They opened it, actually.
Yeah.
When they hurt Romo last year.
Yeah.
It's their stadium.
Yeah.
Dallas allowed 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions late in the game there. I mean, Eli Manning
400 yards.
pulled it out
Yeah.
yesterday.
Wow. You know, and I would honestly, I heard this, and I'm going to credit Mike and Mike with this morning, because I heard this on Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio, by the way, free plug.
Mike and Mike's good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff, great stuff. Great stats. Like, they always have, like, the just oddest, like, oddball stats, like, just thrown out there. But, they made this argument about how if Aaron Rodgers wasn't having the year that he was having,
Right.
you know, and he wasn't, you know, pretty much he's overshadowing everybody because he's freaking lights out this entire every game, every minute that he's on the football field is almost perfection.
And it's not even about stats. It's about the field general.
The way he sees everything and the reads that it's just perfection. If he was having half the year that he was having, Eli Manning and Aaron Rodgers would be mentioned in the same sentence for MVP. I would honestly say that.
True. I mean, Eli really, they did lose 4 in a row before this, though.
Yes.
So but they're good losses.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots game.
Well, they won against the Patriots.
What was the other game they played a while back? That was a shootout. San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. That was fantastic, and they went down to the wire in that one.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, that's their 3rd double-digit lead lost in the 4th quarter.
Wow.
The New York Jets, New York Giants, and Detroit Lions all did it. The Detroit game, I've never seen that. That was at home, too. That was a meltdown.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys are not helping themselves in the division. And I don't care if they are a division. They're tied with the Giants now at 7-6. Yeah. For the division, and they're going to meet on New Year's Day. So that last game of the year, man. I mean, last night was a doozy.
Yeah.
It's going to be bigger.
I hope it's even better.
But the Cowboys right now are not a playoff team. I don't care if they make it. They won't do nothing with it.
I wouldn't necessarily even say that the Giants are at this point. It's just
the Giants are dangerous though.
They're so similar. They're such similar teams because you never know who you're going to get. When the Cowboys are on, they're going to run all. I mean, they'll flatten you. They have the chance to.
Right.
I mean, they beat the living crap out of Buffalo, and at the time, Buffalo was playing pretty good.
And that's
you know.
Yeah.
But
not so
you know, and the same with the Giants. I mean, the Giants come out and they lose a couple of games. They start strong, lose a couple of games, beat the Patriots, who aren't. You know, that's no easy feat. I don't care who you are, but they have always kind of seem to have the Patriots' number whenever they play them. So I mean, I don't know if they, you know. But yeah, I mean,
either way, the Giants are someone you have to take seriously, and come playoff time, they're going to be able to jump in there and do some serious damage. But I don't see them taking the NFC.
No.
It's still the Packers conference.
It's Packers and Saints.
Saints are right there though.
Yeah. Because Drew, I mean, and it's all, you can also make the same argument if, you know, I mean, because right now you can almost mention Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees in the same breath for MVP. Because the way that they're playing. They're just both playing fantastic.
Drew Brees lights it up.
Yeah.
That's what he's known for.
Right.
You also have the 49ers, who lost to the Arizona Cardinals yesterday, but they're still a strong team. But
yeah,
let's mention that as far
as... Does that bring them to 9-3 now? 9-3?
They're 10-3. The 49ers are 10-3.
Okay, 10-3.
But how about this, the net points that we mentioned? We talked about last week about comparing the offenses and defenses in the NFC, and pretty much this in the NFC, that whole race.
Yeah.
Here's what I found out, okay? We talked about how some of the offenses are higher scoring.
Yeah.
But, so like Green Bay and New Orleans are going to score more, but San Fran allows less.
Right.
So here's what happens. The Green Bay Packers are plus 150 on their net points. They're 420 points for and 262 against. They've scored 52 touchdowns.
Wow.
The Packers, okay?
Ooh.
San Francisco is plus 127. they've only scored 288 points, but only allowed 161 while scoring 27 touchdowns. So they're half the numbers of touchdowns, and they're half the offense.
Yeah.
But they allow much less.
Right.
So it's an interesting dynamic. Over in the AFC, the Patriots are plus 115 at 362 yards for and 240 against with 43 touchdowns. So again, a high-powered offense.
Right.
Defense, 247 for New England and 262 for Green Bay that they've allowed.
Yeah.
269 is what's been scored against the Saints. They're plus 124. They've only scored 393 points, which sounds a little low for them.
Right. Yeah.
But they've scored 46 touchdowns, which is the second best to the Green Bay Packers. So I mean, you look at this, the number that stands out in all the points against, 161 for the 49ers.
Yeah.
That's throughout 14. Well, that's before this week.
Yeah.
That's 13 weeks of football.
Wow.
Everyone else is 100 points or more allowed.
That's amazing.
So what happens in the playoff? I mean, San Fran's not going to score much, but if they hold you down, they don't. Like the Texans yesterday, I saw a good interview with the defense. They were saying, well, your quarterback situation's been kind of shaky. Does that put more pressure on you guys to deliver? Is it your game to win? They're like, well, not really. I mean, the offense, they're in good hands.
Yeah.
He said, but we do have a deal. We tell them, you give us 10 points, we'll give you a win. That's their mentality.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like San Francisco. They've only scored 288 points through 13 weeks.
Yeah.
But compared to 420, 393, and 362.
Right.
So, I mean, again, I don't think San Francisco or Denver at this point could win a Super Bowl. Probably not even get there.
No, but
you never know.
The 49ers now, it almost kind of reminds me of, like, the playoff Jets of the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Very, very, like, not so much run heavy, not so much pass heavy, just kind of like making it work, moving the chains, basically, nickel and dime. But it's the playoff, the defense is what really reminds me of the playoff Jets of the last couple of years.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's whenever they seem to step it up. And it's those types of defenses that almost make the other team play the type of game that the Jets want. You know what I mean? Like, give me just enough to where, like, as soon as your offense goes out there, you're used to high-powered points. We're not going to give that to you.
Right.
We're better than that. You have to step your game up, otherwise, and they force other teams to play their game.
There's something missing that doesn't make them fear losing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Steve Young said, Eddie DeBartolo in San Fran, man, you didn't want to lose to that. That guy would get pissed.
Yeah.
If he come down on you hard. You're not going to lose a football game under my watch.
Right.
And even though Jerry Jones is the kind of guy he is, people have asked him to be a little bit more hands-off and just be an owner, not a coach, and all that. And maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe this was going wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. But for some reason, there's no sense of urgency. So, the Tim Tebow thing was my holy shit again this week, as always. But it pissed you off because why can't you do it the whole game? And
right.
The whole.
I don't want people to think that I'm a Tebow hater because
Right.
Up until the last couple of weeks, I was a Tebow hater, and not because of himself, like his person.
Right.
But just the way that he plays the football game, I just didn't think that it's going to fit right in the NFL. But obviously, I'm getting that shoved right back in my face, considering he's on a 6-game winning streak.
Right.
But yeah.
3 in overtime, though. So it's cardiac cards all over again.
Yeah.
So how about T.J. Yates?
This is my holy shit moment of the week. Just not this game, and it's just the last 3 weeks. Like, the guy, the moment, like, we talked, like, the game where he came in, when Leonard got hurt, and he comes down, I mean, he immediately comes in, and he's like, all right, let's go. Let's do this, like it's his team, and it is. I mean, he's the captain. Everybody's still, granted he's third string, but people are looking at him like, we're following you, man. Let's go. And to give, to be able to give people like Owen Daniels and Andre Johnson, and Ben Tate and Arian Foster, like all these guys are starting to have confidence. I mean, these are big names and these are good offensive players, and they're backing up just T.J. Yates, number 3, third string.